Which of the following are the metallurgical factors that affect stress corrosion cracking? A. Chemical composition. B. Distribution of precipitates. C. Dislocation interactions. D. Chemical composition, distribution of precipitates, and dislocation interactions. The correct answer is chemical composition, distribution of precipitates, and dislocation interactions. In which of the following environments that stainless steel will undergo stress corrosion cracking? A. Chlorides. B. Caustics. C. Ammonia. D. Chlorides and caustics. The correct answer is chlorides and caustics. Which of the following stress corrosion cracking mechanism is highly acceptable? A. Dissolution mechanics. B. Mechanical mechanics. C. Both dissolution and mechanical mechanics. D. Hydrogen mechanics. The correct answer is dissolution mechanics. What is meant by caustic embrittlement of steel? A. Failure of cold-worked rivets by a brittle fracture in the presence of ammonia. B. Failure of cold-worked rivets by a brittle fracture in the presence of caustic soda. C. Failure of cold-worked rivets by a brittle fracture in the presence of caustic soda and ammonia. D. Failure of cold-worked rivets by the cup and cone fracture in the presence of caustic soda. The correct answer is failure of cold-worked rivets by a brittle fracture in the presence of caustic soda. As stress corrosion cracks penetrate the material, the cross-sectional area gets reduced under constant tensile load. A. False. B. True. C. D. The correct answer is true. Which of the following alloy in which both intergranular and transgranular cracking occurs? A. High nickel alloys. B. Iron chromium alloys. C. Brasses. D. High nickel alloys, iron chromium alloys, and brasses. The correct answer is high nickel alloys, iron chromium alloys, and brasses. Which of the following are the preventions of stress corrosion cracking? A. Lowering working stress below the threshold value. B. Short peening to produce residual compressive stresses. C. Applying for cathodic protection. D. Lowering working stress below the threshold value, short peening to produce residual compressive stresses, and applying for cathodic protection. The correct answer is lowering working stress below the threshold value, short peening to produce residual compressive stresses, and applying for cathodic protection. Which of the following are the environments that cause stress corrosion cracking to titanium? A. Red fuming nitric acid. B. Methanol HCl. C. Nitrogen tetroxide N2O4. D. Red fuming nitric acid, methanol HCl, and nitrogen tetroxide. The correct answer is red fuming nitric acid, methanol HCl, and nitrogen tetroxide. Which of the following are the classic examples of stress corrosion cracking? A. Season cracking of brass. B. Caustic embrittlement of steel. C. Season cracking of brass and caustic embrittlement of steel. D. Neither season cracking of brass nor caustic embrittlement of steel. The correct answer is season cracking of brass and caustic embrittlement of steel. What is the abbreviation of SCC regarding corrosion? A. Stress corrosion cracking. B. Stress cracking corrosion. C. Stress corrosion contact. D. Stress contact corrosion. The correct answer is stress corrosion cracking. What is meant by season cracking of brass? A. Stress corrosion cracking, failure of brass cartridge cases due to ammonia. B. Stress corrosion cracking, failure of brass cartridge cases due to caustic soda. C. Stress corrosion cracking, failure of brass cartridge cases due to caustic soda and ammonia. D. Stress corrosion cracking, failure with brittle fracture. The correct answer is stress corrosion cracking, failure of brass cartridge cases due to ammonia. Which of the following are the most important variables that affect stress corrosion cracking? A. Temperature. B. Metal composition. C. Type and amount of stress applied. D. Temperature, metal composition, and type and amount of stress applied. The correct answer is temperature, metal composition, and type and amount of stress applied. Which of the following type of stress has an important role in rupturing protective films during both the initiation and propagation of cracks? A. Tensile stress. B. Compressive stress. C. Shear stress. D. Compressive and shear stress. The correct answer is tensile stress. Define threshold stress regarding stress corrosion cracking. A. The maximum stress at which the specimen ruptures. B. The maximum stress required to prevent cracking. C. The minimum stress required to prevent cracking. D. The minimum stress at which cracking starts. The correct answer is the minimum stress required to prevent cracking. Stress corrosion cracking occurs due to the simultaneous presence of tensile stress and a specific corrosive medium. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true.